Okay, now I'm going to show you something that we do in our finishing classes, more for fun than anything else, and it's something that you can do at home if you want to have some fun and do something unusual. This is called crackle painting. We're going to make it do some painting that makes it look like it's really old, and I'm going to let you see it as it happens, which is going to be cool. The first thing you have to do the day before is get some liquid hide glue, or old brown glue, or whatever type, but it's got to be a liquid hide glue that is already mixed up. You don't want to use hot hide glue, but this is liquid hide glue. And then you just take it on a piece of you know, like on a footstool maybe, or now I'm just going to paint this on like this. And what this hide glue does is it makes it real slick, and it makes the surface that's hard for the latex paint to stick to. So you just brush it on like this, and you're not trying to get it real uniform. You want it thicker in some places and thinner in the others, so what it does will actually be irregular. So, like that. And you do it the day before. And then you can rinse this brush out with water and soap and clean it up real good. You won't have to waste a good brush. Now I've got a big thick place right there. That's okay. I like that. So I'm going to leave it. Now, magically, I've got one here that I did yesterday that's all dry. This has already been glued and it's all dried up. So now the next step, the next day, after it's completely dry, is to paint it with some kind of latex paint, the color that you like. I'm not too crazy about this color. This is some paint I bought once that I was trying to match something, and this one was rejected and it didn't match, but I'm going to use it because it's handy, and we're just doing an example. Now you mix your paint up real good. This is any kind of latex paint that's water based, and it can be exterior, interior. I think this is an exterior paint, and this is supposed to be a 2-in-1, paint and primer all in one. That's what I'm going to use. But this could be interior wall paint that's flat. It doesn't have to be semi-gloss or glossy or anything else. Any latex paint that's the color that you like will work. So I'm just going to paint this on here, and I'm going to put it thicker in some places and thinner in others. I'm not trying to do a good job. I'm even going to I want brush marks in it. So, and I think I'll leave some of the glue up there like a step board, so you can kind of see it. Like this. And I'm going to put it extra thick right in here on this one side. Now just watch it as it's drying. You can almost see it crackle before your eyes. As it's starting to dry, it's starting to make little cracks right in here. Up here you can see some cracks. The thick part might take a little bit longer. And what we're going to do after this dries is we're going to spray a seal coat on top of it, and then we're going to glaze it. And the glaze will get down in the cracks and make them show up better. And then you have to top coat the glaze to seal it in so it doesn't come out. I once did a bathroom. It was a small bathroom, and I did the cabinets and the door and everything in the crackle paint and used the glaze, and it was more of a whiter color than this. Maybe I'll show you a sample of that later. But now if you can see that it's starting to crackle, if you can get a close-up and look right in here, you'll see all those little tiny cracks. And these up here are starting to appear as it dries. And what happens when latex paint dries, it shrinks a little bit, and that glue keeps it from staying on there. So when it shrinks, it opens up a crack. That's my theory anyway. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but it's really neat to do some. If you're going to paint some furniture and you want it to look old, you can do this, and it'll work every time. Now, one thing I found out, when I had made a bunch of these hide glue samples in a class, because we didn't want to have to wait, because it's a 2-day class, and I forgot to do it on the first day or something, and so I thought, well, I'm going to make those up in advance. And so I would have the students paint them on with a brush, and then set it aside, and then have the ones that the last students months ago did. So I tried that once, and it didn't crackle, because it was too dry or something. I don't know, but it didn't work. So it's got to be fairly fresh when you put the hide glue on. It will, you want to do it pretty quickly, like within a week or within a few days anyway. It's really better the day before. Now this is starting to get the cracks in it, as you can see. And it's fairly uniform. It's a little bit more uniform than I like to see. I like to see it a little bit more irregular. But maybe as it dries more, the cracks will open more. So we're going to let that dry, and then we'll seal it next time we're spraying. And we'll just use what we've got in the gun. And then we'll glaze it, and then the glazing will bring the cracks out and let them show more. But really we'll probably let this dry until an hour at least. A couple hours really would be better. Overnight even. Okay, now this Crackle painted panel has been sprayed lacquer on top of it to seal it, and it's ready to be glazed. And we're going to put the glaze on here, and you'll see how the glaze really brings out the texture of the crackling and makes it look really old. And we're using the Van Dyke brown glaze. You can use different color glazes for this, but that's what we're using in this case. So you just put the glaze on. And I guess I think I'll just put it on half of it, so then you can tell the difference. And then we're going to just wipe it off. Now there's basically what it would look like. You might do it more uniform than that if you wanted to, and then the glaze has to be sealed on there too with another coat of lacquer or shellac or whatever you want to use. So another surface top coat to lock in the glaze. So you can see how much fun this is and how cool that would be on a big piece. Also, if you put the glue maybe thicker and you maybe put the paint on thicker, you might get bigger cracks. So you could kind of play around with it that way. You really want to paint it real sloppy, and then it'll crackle better.